So we need 2 of those here. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. We can cast for 2. Yep. It's our opponent's end step as well, so there's no counterspell. We had no holdups there. Let's just cycle these Triomes out. There's no more basic lands to pull, so that's fine. We just cycle this land away, I guess. Let's take our turn. Good lord, right? Let's Fae into our sideboard here. This needs to be countered. I should have a Dovin's Veto or something, I guess, to stop their counter spells. They only have 3 cards in hand. We can just bounce Fae and pull counters until they're out. We can do Zenith Flare for 26. Right, I wish. Let's grab that Thoughtseize first, though. Let's see what you got, bro. There's the negate. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thanks for taking a little time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. We have a 5-colored cycle loop today. I'm calling it the Painbow. This is an incredibly powerful deck that we've seen, wipe the floor with us yesterday. That's why I wanted to rebuild it and showcase it for you guys. It is a 4-color self-mill cycle deck that revolves around Jace, Wielder of Mysteries as the win condition. And then, of course, it's using New Perspectives as the engine to get us to that infinite loop to win the game quite quickly. New Perspective enters the battlefield to draw 3 cards. As long as you have 7 or more cards in hand, you may pay 0 rather than pay cycling costs. And when the whole deck is cycling, we're basically able just to cycle the entire deck away, play Jace, get him on the field. Now I know what you're saying, that costs 6 mana. How are you doing that on the same turn? Well, we have Vizier of Tumbling Sands. Whenever you cycle Vizier of Tumbling Sands, untap target permanent, and our beloved target permanent is our Lotus Field, creating 3 mana of any color, and then we could cycle multiple Tumbling Sands as we continue to pull them while we cycle through our deck. So that is it wrapped up in a bow tie for you guys. Let's again break down the deck list in its entirety. What do each individual cards do? What do they stand for? Then we'll talk about the strategies and synergies. How do they all come together to form a coherent archetype? Then we're going to watch some embarrassing gameplay footage for the day where I stumble through my misplays, learning how to play this 5-color cycle loop, learning about common mistakes so you don't have to the hard way, right? And then finally, we have my closing thoughts, just kind of like a vlog style closeout, propaganda, blah, blah, blah. So if you find any value within this video, I really encourage you to go ahead, give me a thumbs up, and share the channel out to a friend. This 5-color cycle loop deck starts out with 4 copies of Censor. This is an instant speed spell for 2, counter target spell unless its controller pays 1, and then the spell itself has cycling for 1 blue mana source. We have a single copy of Fae of Wishes for 2. This is a 1/4 with flying, in which we can pay 2 to discard 2 cards from our hand to return Fae of Wishes to our hand. Granted is attached to it as a sorcery adventure for 4. You may choose non-target creature cards you own from outside the game, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then laugh. 4 copies of Shadow of the Grave, instant speed. Return to your hand all cards in your graveyard that you cycled or discarded this turn. Dissenter's Deliverance, instant speed, destroy target artifact, cycling for 1 green mana source. Into our 3 drops, Sweltering Suns. We have 3 copies of this. Sorcery speed, deals 3 damage to each creature, has cycling for 3 generic mana. Pestilent Haze for 3, sorcery speed, choose 1, all creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Remove 2 loyalty counters from each planeswalker. 4 copies of Vizier of the Tumbling Sands. This is a creature, 1/3. We can tap it to untap another target permanent, We already showed you guys the Lotus Field, cycling for 2. Whenever you cycle Vizier of Tumbling Sands, untap target permanent. 2 copies of Renewed Faith, instant speed, you gain 6 life. We can cycle it for 2, and when we do so, we'll gain 2 life. Into our 4 drops, 4 copies of Hieroglyphic Illumination, instant speed, draw 2 cards, cycling for 1. A single copy of Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, legendary planeswalker with 4 loyalty, static ability, if you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. +1, target player mills 2 cards, you draw a card. -8, draw 7 cards, then if your library has no cards in it, you win the game. Into our 6 drops here, we've got 4 copies of Shefet Monitor. This is a 6/5, cycling for 4. Whenever you cycle Shefet Monitor, you may search your library for a basic land card or desert card, put it into the battlefield, and then shuffle your library. 2 copies of Shark Typhoon, an enchantment spell. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying where X is that spell's converted mana cost. Cycling for 2 + X, and whenever you cycle Shark Typhoon, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying. 3 copies of New Perspectives, an enchantment. When New Perspectives enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. As long as you have 7 or more cards in your hand, you may pay 0 rather than pay cycling costs. These spells are accompanied by a single plains, 3 islands, a single swamp, a single mountain, a single forest, 4 integrated farms, 2 fetid pools, 1 canyon slough, 1 scattered groves, 2 Savai Triomes, a Ketria Triome, an Indatha Triome, a Zagoth Triome, and of course a Lotus Field. A lot of weird lands within the deck, and potentially, you could drop a Triome, not the Savvy, I think that's really helpful, but to add another Lotus Field could help the deck. And we did see Fae of Wishes, which means we have a wish board. It's not quite filled out, this deck is a work in progress, but I wanted to show you guys it as soon as possible. We have Thoughtseize in the sideboard, Wrath of God, Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, Storm's Wrath, Zenith's Flare, Mass Manipulation. Mass Manipulation, sorcery speed, for 4 + XX, you gain control of X target creatures and or planeswalkers. Sure. Zenith Flare deals X damage to any target, you gain X life, where X is the number of cards with cycling in your graveyard. Yup, that's going to deal a lot of damage at some point for us. We've got Storm's Wrath to clean the field, dealing 4 damage to each creature and planeswalker. An additional Jace in case the first one gets dealt with. Wrath of God, destroy all creatures, they can't be regenerated. And then Thoughtseize. Target player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card and you lose 2 life. So you get to take if they have anything to deal with your strategy away. So that's the deck list. Let's begin to break down the deck's strategies and synergies. Our main goal is getting 6 mana and playing New Perspectives, right? We are able to get to 6 mana on turn 5 via the Monitor, right? Cycling for 4. You do this on your opponent's end step. You have 4 mana. 5th comes in play. Your turn starts. Boom, there's your 6th mana. Now New Perspectives is in play, and you cycle into Affinity and win the game, right? And you will want to cycle things like the Tumbling Sands and untap your Lotus Field to gain enough mana to play your Jace once you either cycle to it through your library organically, or you get enough mana, in which point you can go to your sideboard with Fae of Wishes. That's basically it. That's the whole game. We have, some forms of disruption to make sure that we can survive until turn 5, turn 6, in which case we close it out. Sweltering Suns, 3 damage to each creature. Pestilent Haze, all creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. So we can combine these for 6 to deal quite a bit of damage. We also have the Shark Typhoon, which can flash block, which is really, really nice. So there's not a ton of removal, but it does exist. We also have Dissenter's Deliverance. We can destroy target artifact, right? We see a lot of Lucky Clovers in the meta, so the Deliverance is going to take care of that quite easily for us. And again, playing land, cycling as hard as we can, trying to get our Monitor on turn 4. On turn 5, we play our Perspectives. We cycle out using our Tumbler with our Lotus Field. Play Jace, win the game. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. When you are cycling, you can use Shadow of the Grave to return all of the cards that you've cycled that turn back to your hand, which is amazing, especially if we've done, 4, 5, 6, 10 cards with our New Perspectives. Bring them all back and you can go at it again, which is absolutely amazing. The Illumination to help you draw if you've not found your New Perspectives, right? If you've not found your Monitor, the Illumination can be dropped also on turn 4 to help you get there. So that's the deck. There's not a lot to it. And then again with your sideboard, you take the Thoughtseize to make sure that they can't deal with your Jace before you drop it. There's a Field Wipe if things get ugly. Storm's Wrath as well. Another Jace if they deal with it. Zenith Flare if you just want to deal the damage, gain a life. And Mass Manipulation for extra spice if you just want to be super saucy with it, right? So we only have 6. We still have room for 9 more cards. We're continuing to build it up and experiment with what we like most in the historic meta in our wish board. And I think this deck is really, really strong. I think we just need to do a little bit of more balancing as we continue to play it. Potentially the Shark Typhoons can go and we can incorporate more Lotus Fields because having the Lotus Field to untap with your Visor really makes cycling your entire deck and playing Jace within an infinity loop quite viable. The only thing that you really need to worry about is the counter spells, and then when you are worried about it, just go into your sideboard. If they don't counter Fae, they're surely going to counter Thoughtseize, and if they don't, then well, you get to see what they have, and if you're free to progress, then you can close the game out, and if not, then try to form some other game plan around it. I mean, there are different attackers, like the Monitor, like the Sharks, so it doesn't have to always be a self-mill. We can bash our opponent if we need. And then I already talked about having the creature removal, 3 damage to all creatures, -2/-2 to all creatures. We can stack these as well on top of each other, potentially doing 5 or 6 damage for 6. So it shouldn't be that big of a problem to deal with the aggro matches as long as you can pull the right cards and get the right mana to cast them, right? That's going to be a different story. So that's the deck list. This was the deck strategy. We're going to get into some gameplay footage today. And just a heads up for everybody, I kind of butchered it, right? This was the first time playing this style of deck. Like I understand how it works, but just the little interactions with a new deck, exploring the meta, they'll get you, right? It is early. We took a little bit of a break yesterday, so we're trying to get back on that content train. A big shout out to all of our financial support on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube. If you guys want to get in on that, check out the tree link in the description below. And then today's video, we're using MTGA Assistant, one of the best trackers for Magic the Gathering Arena. It's got metagame analysis, deck write-ups, deck videos, event analysis. So you've got all of the information to succeed within Magic the Gathering Arena. That's going to be the Overwolf link in the description below. All right, guys, thanks so much. I'm live on YouTube every morning, 6 a.m. At 7 a.m., we switch to Twitch, and then we're back on YouTube at 6 p.m. times Mountain Standard. Again, if you don't want to do the conversion, links are in that Linktree link. Enjoy today's gameplay footage, and we'll see you in a few minutes with my closing thoughts. All right. Land looks really nice. I mean, sacking the Triome isn't really fun, but sometimes a required sacrifice. Hopefully we get another lame land to sack. There it is. Pass our turn cycle. The quicker we can work through our library, the better. Ooh, an untapped lands. Wow. Holding up a counterspell, we can also cycle and gain 2 life. We'll counter that. That's going to help us survive, right? Then there's no damage output for them. We will sack the 2 lands that we just tapped. That gives us 1, 2, 3 mana total. Let's just cycle it out now. $22. Cycle, more land, that's fine. We have, what, 3, 4. Ready to drop 5. We have our perspectives. We just need to get some draw going. We're gonna cycle our Sweltering Suns. Well, 4. We could also cycle the Shark for 2. I think that's our best bet. Right? Because the Sweltering Suns can be reduced to 0. Let's take our hit first. Are we playing directly into a counterspell? Almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed. Let's try to pull it. Right? We don't mind them using their counterspells, just not on our new perspectives. But they'll be countering the spell and drawing a card for 3. Let's end our turn. Cycling. Still hitting with our Shark. Oof. 2 copies, so we can kind of maybe risk one. Definitely something that should be countered. Still 5, pulling 6, right? They have plenty of cards. They're looking for a Brazen Borrower. I think we missed our land drop there as well. That's fine though. At this point I don't even know if we want to be dropping land. We might just want to cycle it. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, whether or not they have absorbs is probably a different question. They could. Seems weird. Gideon. Yeah, very weird. Oh, that's fine, I guess. He might want to counter that. Yes. They still have a counterspell for 0, right? But the Shark should be able to down this. So unless they have, you know, Pact of Negation and a Borrower, we should be okay. Or they just shut down our damage.
Let's do this.
That works. Is there a counterspell for 2? Right? Negative. Okay. We got this, guys. We got this. We got this. We got this. Let's just take all our cyclings. Pulling a swamp here. Vizier gets cycled for 0. We untap our Lotus Field. Right. Please and thank you. Cycle for more lands. 1 island, please. Play another island. That'll help with Jace. We can cycle here. New perspective, which we can't cycle. Kind of lame. We can cycle the Triome for 3. Oh, it does. It's not free though. Oh, oops. Oops, oops, oops. And that wasn't free either. Yeah. Maybe we get one more turn. That was massive misplays though. For some reason I was thinking they were all 0 even if they had a colored cost to them. But it's not, it's just the colorless generic cost that's reduced. We're fine with the spell bomb. Gideon needs to plus on our shark again. I'm sure they're just holding up a pact of negation. Okay, this is a free cycling, right? LOL. This is also free cycling. Okay, so why is it now letting us... Because, see, cycling for 1, but we can pay 0. Whereas it tapped our cycling cards last time. It seems a little strange to me, I'm going to be honest. Right? Like, it 100% tapped our Triome. Oh, but we need 7 more cards in hand. That was probably it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Let's bounce all those cards back real quick. And just keep cycling. Just so we keep 7 in our hands. Just looking for our Jace. We have the land to play it. Please let us get there. Because this is it. We got him. This is the loop. Even with that misplay last turn on the land, we got that second chance and we're rolling. Let's do that last. Let's just cycle everything else first. We can use the Visor to untap our Lotus Field again. Looking for our Jace or our Fae of Wishes. Jace is sitting at a cool 5.2%. We have only 19 cards left in deck. Come on, bro. Let us do it. Let us do it. Pretty please. More cycling. We have a basic planes we can pull out. So Jace exists on the field still, right? So as long as you control Gideon Planeswalker, you can't lose the game and your opponent can't win the game. So we do actually have to be careful about that. And we might need to play this as a creature before milling ourselves, or else our opponent will beat us. Right? I just thought of this. I guess? I don't know. This just got weird. Gideon throws us for a whirl with said emblem. Oh, he's not put the emblem on. You fool. You fool. He didn't put the emblem on. my life. Alright, New Perspectives goes. I was sure the emblem was on. LOL. We could have just hammered in and continued to cycle into Affinity last turn. So we've had our opponents 2 turns in a row, and we've played ourselves out of the win, basically. LOL. Oh, what a life to live. I mean, okay, so they still have not put the Gideon emblem on. This is good news for us. Let's hit that cycle up a bit more. Fae of Wishes. Interesting. Untapping our Lotus Field here. We have a plains that we can pull out. You're gonna try to counter our Jace. So we need to... Okay, we get Jace. Let's keep cycling. And we will use Shadow of the Grave to pull his next counter spell. Boom, we get 2 of them. That's great. And that should give us a full hand to basically do whatever we want, right? So we need 2 of those here. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. We can cast for 2. Yeah. It's our opponent's end step as well, so there's no counterspell. We had no holdups there. Let's just cycle these Triomes out. There's no more basic lands to pull, so that's fine. We just cycle this land away, I guess. Let's take our turn. Good lord, right? Let's Fae into our sideboard here. This needs to be countered. I should have a Dovin's Veto or something, I guess, to stop their counterspells. They only have 3 cards in hand. We can just bounce Fae and pull counters until they're out. We can do Zenith Flare for 26. Right. I wish. Let's grab that Thoughtseize first, though. Let's see what you got, bro. There's the negate. We should rock multiple Thoughtseize. I never thought of that. They still have counterspells available. Right? 2 spells in hand. think we should probably just go for it. Right? What else do we have that would make them counter? Just try to make them do anything, any instant speed interaction. Like this will at least have them draw a card, right? We could also probably just buckle down with Shark Typhoons, right? I think that's probably a really good play right now. That will force them to counter.
Fight on without me.
Right? 5 cards left. We get rid of the hazes, the land, the monitor. This way, we still have enough land that we could play, you know, like some decent size. Well, we won't be drawing, actually. Some sharks, at least. We probably should have went for it and just banked on the fact that they didn't have a counter. Right? I think... Okay. Now Gideon's going to put the token on, and now we hate our lives. 4 cards. Oh, man. What a position we've worked ourselves into. Gideon just puts the emblem, which makes us hate our lives. So within 5 cards, we somehow need to kill Gideon. That's probably what their hand had, was more dumb Gideons.
Don't force my hand.
Pestilent Haze actually worked out very well. I like that. Hashtag counterspell? No. We have the shark though, and we don't want to draw at all. So let's leave him at 4. End our turn. I think we've got it. Right? Unless there's a field wipe here. And even then, we still have like maybe 1 or 2 more turns to try to push back. I mean, it's supposed to be an infinite loop, not a drag the game out to the end loop. That's alright though. Alright. So we are seeing the 4/4 get blasted. Good game. Alright, I mean, that's better than not getting it. Alright, we're gonna hit a mulligan up here. This looks like it won't get the job done. New perspective is what we want. But again, the land is lacking. Jace can go. The enchant can go. I really like... Maybe we keep the enchant and we toss Shadow for now. And then we're building in with our 2 red sources to our Sweltering Suns, which should hopefully protect us from those aggro matchups, which watch us now not find one. Right? So yeah, just holding off. We have destroy target artifact, we have counter spell, we have removal. I think we should just start cycling here. Let's just go for it. I wonder if we run into a counter here. I hope not. That's pretty cool. So we can tap it to untap another target permanent. They're still not playing. Land and tapped. Let's pass our turn. They're just landing up. I'm concerned of what they're going to be doing. Alright, let's untap our land. Do a little cycle here. Gain 2 life. I like the draw 2 cards for 4. Let's keep cycling. This is instant speed as well. I think we'll probably cycle this as well, so we can pass our turn again. Another passage. So they're playing very conservatively, you know, keeping a hand filled to the brim. Let's try to draw. This could be countered. I'm assuming so. Yeah. Not the worst, getting Veto out of the hand. And we could cycle for 1. We're going to try to do the same thing. I think Sweltering Suns can probably be cycled. It doesn't seem to be a creature-based deck. Let's cycle for 2. Untap permanent. Create that draw. Untap another permanent. Let's try and draw 2 cards. I'm guessing another counter spell. Ooh. That's alright, isn't it? Let's get our Triome in play. That's going to open up our black mana for us. Passing our turn. It's their turn. I think that we just go in, right? Mana's tapped. We can play an instant speed on stack. That way we know it fires. We grab new perspectives. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. 6 is in hand. It's tapped, but we're getting there. Shadow of the Grave. That'll be really good once we have our new perspectives. Oh no, they're gonna beat us to it. We don't have any cycle for 1. Our turn. This is an enchantment, right? So we can try to destroy that. And there's got to be a counterspell up. That's why they didn't do anything. So we need to cast for 2. We have 3 available. So we can play 1, 2, 3, 4. It isn't instant speed, so maybe we play it on the stack. Right? Do we just try to go for it? I think we do. Oh, that's an enchantment, not an artifact, so we definitely just go for it. Into a counterspell regardless. I'll counterspello. If it's 9 lives, I don't mind, right? Ashiok. So they're gonna mill us because they think that, you know, we're gonna flare them from our graveyard, maybe? Let's take a chunk out of Ashiok. We have our new perspective again as well, so, you know, maybe our opponent taps out. Maybe they're out of counterspells. They've played a few of them, right? We've seen 3.
Your final terror.
So we're looking into more counterspell magic, right? Let's cycle in on tap. Let's end turn. We can push a shark out. Proliferate. Yeah. Cool. So you can still put counters on planeswalkers, which is pretty cool.
I leave you.
And we are a self-mill deck. Have they gotten Jace? We need to pull Jace before they get to it. Cycle for 2. 2/2 shark. Really? Playing Lotus Field, stacking our tapped lands that we just played. We can untap the Lotus Field. Let's cycle. Cycle this as well. We have to put a land in play. Oh, we don't, because Ashiok, you fool. LOL. I mean, we could just put these back in our hand. And maybe that pulls the counter. We'll attack first. Borrower? Settle the wreckage. We have no more basic land to take. I still think we just pull a few cards back. You know, this could be a card that warrants a counter from their opinion. It is, so another counter from the hand is really good. Really, really good for us. Wrong button. LOL. Wrath of God. So that's 2 wipes. They're playing fast and loose with them. They know we don't have a ton of creatures. Down to 11. If we just pull a Jace. Right? A Jace and a counterspell. We know that there's counterspell left, right? Should we just go for it? Pretend they don't have one? Yeah. Go, 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 go. They played so many counterspells. 1, 2, 3, 4. It hits. It hits. We're cycling for free. We can't play Jace though is the thing, and we don't have enough basic land to cycle this in, right? So it does get weird. And then Ashiok's gonna mill us for 4. Oh man. Oh man. I guess we'll just cycle ourselves to death. Did they get Jace? Is this seriously the last card in our library? Oh no, they got it right away. Ooh, I feel so sad. I guess we just cycle ourselves to death. I didn't even realize that they got Jace so early. This is how the deck works though, right? Good game. Woof. Keeping 7, going first. Triome in play. Scatter Groves in play. The land. It's hard to find. It's hard to find. We're gonna cycle on our end step. Their end step. Really? 2 untapped red land. Interesting. Okay, we get a land. That helps. No blue land, though, is the problem. Right? We don't have any blue sources. Dragon's Horde. Interesting. We need a blue source of land here. Let's just take that back. It'll at least allow us to recycle it. I mean, yes, Shadow of the Grave is great for these visors, but without land, we just can't get there. Let's just take out the Dragon Horde. Nice. Down to 12. Play our land. New perspective is almost ready to hit. The question here is, how in the world do we survive? We can hold up the counter. If not, we can take the draw, make sure that we get fire. It's another 4 damage at least. Down to 8. 3 in hand. Our turn. Let's take the draw. That's good. That's good, that's good, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 6, and we did not pull the land. Oh, I thought for sure we'd get it. We're dead next turn, though, aren't we? How do we live? How do we live? How do we survive here? I think we just have to hold off, and we cycle the monitor to make sure we get the land, and we can toss our illumination. Okay, just 4 damage. We have to take the land, right? Make sure that we can drop our perspective. Electro Dominance for 6. And of course we don't have enough land to counter it. Close. 1 land away. Ooh, into a dragon. Wow. Good game. Our opponent goes first. We finally find a hand with 3 land. Right? There's no blue mana source though, and that's going to be problematic for us, I'm foreseeing. We'll get there though. We'll get there. I think we'll play our Lotus Field the turn after next. Gift of Paradise. Interesting. We can cycle. Interesting. They're digging too, right? Is it a reanimator deck? What's going on here? Land. I don't think there's creatures. Let's take the cycle. 2 Shark Typhoons, you serious? We won't grab those back. I think it's just wasted mana, right? Because we can't cast anything. We don't have any blue. But this will open it up for us at least, right? Shadow of the Grave is kind of like a late game thing that we want to play. So to have so many copies of it early game is a little weird, a little awkward. Let's take our draw here so we can play our land this turn. Discarding Shark Typhoon, I guess. Sweltering Suns would have been fine too. Mortal Sun, you know, like that's pretty hardcore. We have new perspectives next turn, which is pretty cool. So we want to save our Tumbling Sands with that, and we'll probably cycle our Sweltering Sun. Or our Shark, because the Sun can be reduced by 3 next turn. So cycling our Shark for 1. Chance for Glory. So they're using Discognuity on us, or what's the jazz here? Taking multiple double turns. I don't get it. We'll see how it works out. I'm sure there's a way. There's a will, there's a way. And that was cast on their turn. Okay. They have to use Discognuity or like Tail's End, right? To counter the trigger. Or Lich's Mastery. Interesting. Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, for each 1 life lost, exile a permanent you control from your hand or graveyard. When it leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. So they have 8 cards in graveyard. And they'll go infinite with this, I'm sure. Alright. Grabbing the sideboard play. Nice. I'm sure they've got us. Right? We do just need 1 more turn. Nice. Having 2 of those in hand is hot. Running low on mana is the thing. And this will re-trigger. And then they're going to start all copying as well. So yeah, they're going to go completely infinite on us. Right? Now they have organic copies. Just until end of turn, but still. Right? Pretty sure we should just wrap it up here. Go get some wins of our own, but it's pretty cool to show you guys all how it works. Let's just resolve this. Let it copy doppy. Carnage Tyrant seems legit. Hey, at least they'll bash us. It's not going to be just an infinite loop forever, right? At least they're going to smack us in the mouth. At least. Getting super smashed with more turns. They're up to 4. You know what I mean? I think we could probably just wrap it up here. We don't want to bore you guys too much, right? Good game. We shall pray. We have all of our land, right? We're good to go. We even have Pestilent Haze available, but it looks like it's going to be an Uro deck. Yeah. Let's pass. We're ready to drop 4. We need to get to 6. We lose our Triome. We take a swamp. More Uro. I think we just take our turn. I want to draw if we don't pull what we need, right? And now we have a pretty cool draw that we can take. Let's pass our turn. Well, Questing Beast is less than ideal. Right? Yeah. Potentially they have a counterspell up as well. Cultivate. Okay, we're good to go. Maybe we could use a cultivate. Okay, so we get our land, right? That's helpful. Yeah. I think we just cycle out, just to make sure that we can get it next turn. 2 hazes. We'll never get 4 untapped black mana though. Right? Hopefully we get a cycling for 1. It's a Triome. We should probably discard our Sun. We'll never be able to double drop this. Yeah, let's just get rid of a haze because we can't cycle it and we'll never get to double drop it. It just seems silly. Burrow's still stuck in the grave for now. Paradise Druid, fine. Only 2 cards in hand. Grazer, fine. Get hit for 4, not fine. Let's take our Scry for 3. I mean, even if we put up the block, it won't save us. I don't really want to cycle this because we'll need it after to untap our Jaces. Right? So I don't think the double cycle is really worth it that much. Let's put Fae in as a blocker. Still taking 4 damage. Oh, Big Mama Tootsie's in the house. Ulamog, the ceaseless hunger. This is me after 10 p.m. Right? I'm coming over. We lost our Fae. Lost a Triome. We get new perspectives, which we would have been able to play, but now we lose. Man, we're getting bullied. Good game. Close. We get close. We're gonna get it. Don't you worry. We're gonna get it. Opponent goes first. We've got a little bit of island in hand. We've got a Triome. We've got new perspectives as well, and a little bit of draw with a Fae of Wishes. So, you know, we've been trying to get the combo a few matches. I think this is it. This is where all of our dreams are going to come true. We're going to fling out these spells and wow out. We got this. We got this. Our opponent's pet is kind of going nuts. Do you see that? Look at his cat. Going insane. Whoa. Thing is going nuts. Tapped land in play. Visor is good. A little bit of lag time here. There's definitely some shenanigans going on. You can tell because of his pet. Treasure hunt. Oh no, no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Pass. Pass. I think we could probably take the cycle draw here. Just try to really secure that 6 land drop. If we have 4, we need 2 more. There's 1, right? Perfect. This is our green Triome, which will now activate that jazz. Pass. We could potentially Fae. Secondary Oracle, that's fine. Let's take the cycling and then we'll ramp with our land next turn. Right? We'll use our monitor here, and that pushes us up a land, so instead of dropping 5 next turn, we're actually dropping 6. Good game. I mean, you know, when we are about to get it, people are just like, nah, we're out. So I still want to try to get it. Our opponent goes first in today's finale. Last match was riddled with misplays. This is the first time we're playing the deck, admittedly, though, so doing our best. Triome in play. Looking for a green land. Our opponent's ramping, that's awesome. We have plenty of wipes, but I don't think that's going to be the issue. Probably just straight to Ugin, right? Nice. Wow. Wow. Just like straight up. Perfect. Perfect play lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands. We're dropping 3. Which comes in tapped. Seems fair. Good game. Right? What a world. Pass our turn. They have Castle Vantress available. Wow. Sphinx's Revelation. Getting that draw in instant speed as well. Very nice. We can wipe this. Earl comes back right away, which is annoying. Wow. Double land into a Teferi. What's happening in this match?
Hurry.
I don't even know what to make of this. Jesus. Our opponent's played 15 lands in our 4 turns. Psycho! I mean, yeah. You gotta kill them all, die, but at the same time, it's like this dump to fairies there. So bad. It's not good. It's not good. Let's hang our heads.
You know what?
Good game. Maybe we'll try to get one more. Right? This guy doesn't even need Approach of the Second Sun to be winning. No land. That's it for us. Close. Alright, so, I mean, personally, I think today's video is a little bit disappointing. We're going to work extra hard on the thumbnail and clickbait for you guys, so it still gets those views, right? That's our main objective here. As far as editing the deck goes, we're going to continue to play with it, and we're going to continue to edit. This is a historic deck that will stay relevant forever, right? This isn't going anywhere. It's just always going to be improving and getting a little bit stronger as we tune it and, you know, adjust it to the current meta as that changes as well. Just being able to cycle your whole deck is psycho. I'm sure that there's more ways to win the game than just having Jace. You know, we mentioned having a Zenith Flare. That's huge. That's viable, and I'm not sure why it wouldn't be used. You know, easy peasy lemon squeezy, especially when we're able to untap so many of our mana while cycling. So that's cool. I made a ton of misplays, which is the most disappointing part of today. What do you do, right? Not every day can be perfect. You know, you guys are hard enough on my good days, so I'm looking forward to some of the comments here. Remember to check out my disclaimer, right? It's one thing to you know, help me improve my gameplay and my styles, but don't be too cruel. And then I started work on a new desk. I'm doing an epoxy magic desk, so we've got all the cards on the desk. We're pouring epoxy on top, and it's going to look really, really nice. So we just kind of did the trim of it yesterday. I spent probably 4 or 5 hours on it, which was really nice. It's looking good. So if you're looking for project pictures on that, join the Discord. They're in the VIP chat for our supporters. of course, and a huge shout out to those of you who are supporting the channel, Twitch, Patreon, YouTube. You guys know who you are. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Every Twitch Prime helps, right? Every dollar just helps this guy get a little bit closer, which is great. So I hope you enjoyed, if not the gameplay here, but the theory of the deck, right? Go try it out for yourselves. Have some fun with it. Adjust it, tweak it, come back. Let me know what you think the best variant is, etc., etc., especially if you have some of these cards, right? You know, cycling gets a bad rap because they just cycle with the Fox into the Flare. But I think if you can cycle and we can, you know, make some new kind of decks with it, that the name will be able to be washed off out of the mud, so to say, or whatever, right? So, you know, I'm live on Twitch every morning at 7. We go live on YouTube an hour earlier at 6, and then we're back on YouTube at 6 p.m., right? So 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 6 p.m., YouTube, Twitch, YouTube. Links are in the description below. Just hit your notifications, and then you don't have to follow it, right? And then like quit yelling about this. Not. We just gave out like 120k gems. We have 350k more gems to give away. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and join the Discord. I'd hate for you guys to miss out on that. You know, just lots of random shenanigans. Still waiting on my new internet, so the stream is still not so great. Still driving to do uploads. Nothing's changed there. They said 2-day shipping. It's been 2 weeks, so woof, right? But that's fine. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the cycle loop, 5 colors. I had a great time with it. You know, always improving my skill set a little bit, one misplay at a time. And though, for those of you who don't know, you know, misplay is my middle name, so expect nothing less every day, at least one happy mistake, right? So with that all out of the way, this is my general outro. Woof, right? Thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. You guys know the schedule. We're here almost all the time every day. So we'll see you around. Take care, and peace.